Let me ask you this. Have you ever been out in the world, doing something ordinary, and felt a shiver run down your spine, or a strange, unexplainable knowing that you couldn't put into words? For centuries, we've all been taught that humans have just 5 senses: sight, smell, taste, touch, and hearing. But what if that's only part of the story? What if right now, you have hidden senses working beneath the surface that you're not even aware of? Let's take a journey into the hidden depths of your own body and mind, senses you might not know you even have. Imagine this. You're sitting comfortably on the couch. You're not looking at your hands, but if I asked you to close your eyes and touch your nose, you could do it, right? Seems simple, almost automatic. But how do you know exactly where your hand is, even with your eyes closed? That's something called proprioception. It's a bit like having an inner map. Proprioception tells you where your body parts are without needing to look. This inner map is so powerful that even gymnasts and dancers depend on it for every move they make. There's an incredible story that shows just how life-altering proprioception really is. A man named Ian Waterman lost his proprioception in his 20s due to a rare disease. Suddenly, he couldn't feel where his arms or legs were unless he was watching them. Moving became a battle. Imagine having to constantly look at your legs to walk or your hand to reach out. For Ian, even a simple walk across the room turned into a nerve-wracking test of balance and concentration. He once said it was like being a puppet with strings that he had to control with his eyes. It sounds almost terrifying, doesn't it? To lose that inner sense we take for granted every single day. Now think about this. Have you ever walked outside on a cold day and instantly felt the chill against your skin? Or opened an oven and felt the rush of heat before you even saw the food? That's thermoception, your ability to sense temperature changes. It's thanks to specialized receptors in your skin that alert your body about the cold or heat. Harvard scientists discovered that these receptors are incredibly fast, sending signals to your brain in less than a second. Without this sense, people could walk into extreme heat or cold without realizing the danger. In fact, there are people with rare genetic conditions who don't feel temperature. For them, something as simple as touching a hot stove could lead to serious burns without any warning. And here's something amazing. Ancient yogis supposedly learned to control their internal temperature through meditation, something known as tummo. Scientists have studied Tibetan monks who can raise their body temperature by 17 degrees Fahrenheit, just by focusing. How incredible is that? This might sound like something out of a superhero story, but it's very real, and it shows just how powerful our bodies can be. Here's a sense we rarely think about, yet we use everyday balance. Have you ever spun around too fast and felt dizzy? Or closed your eyes and felt like the ground was tilting? Balance is a sense so automatic that we only notice it when it's off. Deep in our ears are tiny canals filled with fluid, constantly adjusting our position. They keep us upright, help us walk, dance, jump, and stay steady. A 2019 study at Johns Hopkins found that this vestibular system in the inner ear doesn't just keep us balanced, it actually affects our mood and memory too. Imagine that. Losing balance could make even standing feel like you're on a ship in rough seas. This sense of balance becomes even more crucial as we age. 1 in 3 adults over 65 experiences balance problems, and this is one of the leading causes of falls, which can be deadly for the elderly. It's surprising, isn't it? Something so simple, so fundamental, yet so powerful. Now let's talk about something we all dread: pain. Pain is one of the least understood senses, yet it's one of the most essential. You might think pain is just an annoyance, but it's actually a sophisticated warning system that protects you from harm. When you touch something sharp or hot, pain receptors in your skin, called nociceptors, send signals straight to your brain. That instant reflex to pull away? It's your body's way of keeping you safe. Scientists discovered that pain comes in different types: mechanical pain, like a cut or scratch; thermal pain, from heat or cold; and chemical pain, which is internal, like heartburn or sore muscles. Think about how quickly you move your hand from a hot stove without even thinking. Pain has saved you more times than you know. And here's something fascinating. Some people are born with a condition where they don't feel pain at all. You might think that sounds great, right? No pain, but in reality, these people often suffer severe injuries because they can't sense danger. Pain might be annoying, but it's one of our body's most important protectors. But let's take a break from these senses we know and go somewhere even stranger. Have you ever been in a situation where time seemed to slow down or speed up? That's your sense of time. Most people think time is constant, but our brain has an amazing way of stretching or compressing it. When you're bored, minutes can feel like hours. But when you're excited or in danger, your brain can make seconds feel stretched. Scientists at UC Berkeley found that our brains actually have a way of tracking time with specific neurons that help us feel it passing. Your sense of time changes depending on what's happening around you. Astronauts in space sometimes report that days feel like hours. It's mind-bending, isn't it? This sense of time isn't just about counting minutes. It's deeply connected to your experiences, emotions, and the way you process the world. Have you ever heard of animals using magnetic fields to navigate? Birds do it to migrate thousands of miles. But could humans have something similar? Some studies suggest we might have a subtle ability to detect Earth's magnetic fields. It's faint, and we don't consciously feel it, but it could explain why some people have a natural sense of direction. Imagine if our bodies are connected to the planet in ways we can't even feel. It's almost like a hidden guide that we never fully understood. But perhaps the most mysterious sense of all is the one that happens inside you, interoception, or your sense of your internal state. Have you ever felt butterflies in your stomach before a big event? Or noticed your heart racing when you're nervous? That's interoception at work. It's your body's way of checking in on itself, letting you know when something's off. Researchers from Harvard have found that people who are more in tune with this inner sense are often less anxious, more self-aware, and better at managing their emotions. And get this, your gut, the place where you feel those butterflies, has its own nervous system, sometimes called the second brain. It's made up of over 100 million neurons, and it communicates directly with your actual brain. This gut-brain connection is so powerful that scientists believe it could be linked to emotions like stress and happiness. That feeling in your gut might be more than just nerves. It could be your body's way of sensing things before your mind even understands. Lastly, there's a sense you use every time you take a breath. When you hold your breath, your body starts sensing rising levels of carbon dioxide. This is called chemoreception, and it's what makes you gasp when you've been holding your breath too long. For professional freedivers, this sense is something they train to override, pushing their bodies to extreme limits. But for most of us, chemoreception is our body's way of keeping us alive without us even realizing it. So what does all of this mean? Our lives are so much richer, more complex, and more mysterious than we often realize. You're not just moving through the world with 5 senses. You're experiencing layers upon layers of hidden perceptions, instincts, and responses that make you, well, you. These aren't just senses. They're the threads that connect you to yourself, to others, and even to the earth itself. If these hidden senses amaze you, then you're in the right place. Subscribe to Universal Insights for more journeys into the mysteries of human life and the secrets that make us unique. Share this video with friends who'd love to explore what's hidden within them, and drop a comment below. What surprised you the most about your senses? Let's explore the incredible potential inside each of us.